Hello everyone. This week we continue the villager hunt for Cesar. I also talk about the new neighbor's backstory. This part of the villager hunt, I don't find Cesar, but again, I find a really old friend who I couldn't leave there either. He was on a old island I had back in 2021. He was my first campsite visitor on the island that I got an unknown error when I invited Rilla to my island. backstory for Bud is that Bud is a beach bum. Bud loves the beach. He loves to surf. Bud was born in Long Beach, California. His parents owned the biggest beach club in Southern California. His father was born in Miami, grew up in Key Largo, moved to Los Angeles for college, where he met Bud's mom. They moved to Long Beach, where Bud was born. Bud always dressed in the surf style, which his principal did not like. Bud has a laid-back attitude. He always has. There were a few teachers who inspired him to write music. He got some friends together and started a band. They did the style of music they called yacht rock. The principal needed a band to perform at the senior prom. He told his secretary to find a band. She found a band to play. The principal realized who he hired as soon as the curtains went up and saw it was Bud. He wasn't happy. For his yearbook quote, all he put was 1 minute 30 seconds to 1 minute 37 seconds, the song name and the artist name. The numbers were a timestamp to a quote he felt about his high school days. After high school, he wanted to open a school where he can teach people how to surf. Bud lost his girlfriend because of a surfing accident. He decided to leave California because of the memories of his girlfriend. Bud wanted to start up a school to teach surfing so he can teach people how to be safe while surfing. Bud is a chill guy. He's laid back and loves to be around his friends. He signed up for the Nook's Deserted Getaway package so he can start his school and find some more friends to hang out with. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.